I apologize in advance. The review you're about to see will not be pretty. And if you have young children, this might be a good time for them to not watch this video, watch something else. Hey guys, this is Frozen Things Stews here, and welcome back to another movie review. And today, I am going to be doing a review on the Garfield movie. So the Garfield movie is the latest film based on the popular comic strip, Garfield, and is directed by Mark Dindal, the same director as The Emperor's New Groove, which is a masterpiece, and oh boy, check it out. And it stars Chris Pratt, Samuel L. Jackson, Harvey Guillén, Nicholas Hoult, Hannah Waddingham, Brent Goldstein, Ving Rhames, Cecily Strong, Janelle James, Snoop Dogg, etc. And so the film tells the story of Garfield, the world famous Monday hating, lasagna loving cat, who, well, of course, as you all know from the original story, if you read the comics, was adopted by John. I'm not sure if this is the exact plot from the comics, but he was adopted in an Italian restaurant. The Garfield was in after his father abandoned him, or quote unquote abandoned. And so now he lives with John, and he adopted Odie. But one day, Garfield gets into an unexpected reunion with his long lost father, Vic, who is now a scruffy street cat, and he is apparently now part of this criminal cat gang led by the villainous Jinx, the main antagonist of the film, and now now he joins Vic in a heist for something, and they also must take down Jinx, and yeah, that's the plot. Okay, now first thing that comes to your mind, first thing you're gonna ask me, probably while even watching this video, why am I reviewing this movie already? It's not even out yet. Okay, well, I am here to explain. Now this movie is already out on international countries. Well, for my country personally, it comes out on May 29, a week after Furiosa. Yeah, and since this movie came out online, it was apparently posted that it has been added to httoday.cc, the website I use to review movies. No, to watch my movies. Well, movies that aren't on any streaming services, because I'm not really a DVD guy, honestly. I'm more of a streaming service guy than a DVD/Blu-ray guy. Yeah, I mostly watch my movies in streaming services, and httoday.cc or 123movies.com if not the movies I want to watch are in streaming service. So yeah, I was gonna wait until its initial release to watch it, but considering that I found out that this movie was on digital, I was like, okay, I'll watch it. I'll immediately watch it, and I watched it last Sunday. I was originally supposed to review this movie last Sunday, the day when I saw it, but however, after I saw Garfield, I went out and was unexpectedly out the whole day, which out the entire day, so I didn't have time to do anything else. And yeah, and also I was gonna save my time. I was gonna review the Planet of the Apes trilogy leading up to Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. So I said to myself, you know what? Maybe after Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes would be a good time for me to review Garfield. And yeah, so I know my subscribers are looking forward to this movie. Yeah, they are really excited for this movie, and yeah, and I know, but to me personally, I'm in a minority here, but I honestly I didn't really have an anticipation for this movie. I would say the first trailer was okay. I guess it was serviceable. It was like, okay, this doesn't look bad. I'll give it a chance. But then with the second trailer, I lost all hope. I was like, no, I don't think this is gonna be a good movie. The first trailer I was like thinking, oh, maybe this could actually be good, but the second trailer just killed all of my chances because the fact that a trailer that just shows more things about the movie and doesn't you know interest me or in any way, something is not right, and something is not right. And yeah, I know a lot of my subscribers in this community. They say that this is their most anticipated movie of the month. Yeah, but they say that this and If are the only ones because apparently, I mean, If Despite Being live action is a kids movie, I guess, a family movie. Oh no, but don't worry, guys. I'm actually excited for If. I think If looks good. And I personally put it as an honorable mention to my most anticipated movies of 2024 list. So don't worry, guys. I'm not gonna be harsh on If. Even if it's not gonna be even if I highly doubt it's gonna be one of my favorites of the year. Yeah, I mean, either way, I was never even planning to see this one in theaters. It didn't even look theater worthy to me. And I'm someone who actually watches other kinds of movies other than just animation and family movies. I mean, I am planning to see If in theaters, don't worry, but yeah, I mean, I saw, you got way better movies this month, like The Fall Guy, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, If, which I just mentioned, and of course, my most anticipated movie for the rest of the year, Furiosa and Mad Max Saga, which Garfield and Furiosa are going against each other. Oh boy. I mean, to be fair, well, I'm not expecting I'm not expecting Furiosa to make more money than Garfield, because even though obviously Furiosa will be better, it's to me, but money doesn't equal quality. All I hope is that Furiosa doesn't flop at the box office in the hands of Garfield. So yeah. Oh well, and I saw this first, and I was able to get this out of the way. And yeah. Now yes, right before I get into sharing my thoughts on the film, just want to give a quick mention on the director Mark Dindal. I mean, Emperor's New Groove is in my top 15 or top 20 favorite Disney movies of all time. I absolutely love Emperor's New Groove. I mean, it was originally my favorite post-Renaissance Disney film, but now I changed it to Lilo and Stitch. Like back in 2022 when I rewatched it for its 10th anniversary. Yeah, no, 20th I mean. Yeah, Lilo and Stitch took that spot, but Emperor's New Groove is a close second. And going from Emperor's New Groove, he also did the piece of crap Chicken Little. Oh dear God, that movie sucks hard. I may actually rant on that film at some point. Yeah, I actually do want to rant on Chicken Little at some point because that movie would deserve it. Because it is the worst Disney animated movie, period. Yes, guys, I think Chicken Little is worse than The Wild. There, I said it. Screw Chicken Little. And Cat Stone Dance is okay. I guess the other Mark Dindal film. And so yeah, considering that he's a hit or miss director, my question for you is the Garfield movie like it as good as Emperor's New Groove or as bad as Chicken Little? And unfortunately, I'm gonna say this right now, this movie sucks. Yeah. So I'm sorry, y'all are already clicked on this video, but I'm sorry. I think this is a terrible movie. This movie stinks. Now, yeah, it is better than Chicken Little, I guess, but that certainly does not say that much. This movie certainly does not hold a candle to Emperor's New Groove in the slightest bit. In the slightest bit possible. And yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. Now, I think you guys are gonna like this movie. You guys watching, well, if you're not looking for this movie, you'll probably hate it. I guess, I know some of my friends agree with me that this movie looks bad. I think they're gonna agree with me too. But I do think that die-hard Garfield fans are going to enjoy to like this movie. Personally, to me, I'm not a Garfield fan. I'm I'm not even that much of a Garfield fan. I just don't care for the character. I mean, the two live action films suck. Yeah, not a fan of anything Garfield related. I would say that this is the best Garfield movie, but that does not say much at all. I mean, all the Garfield movies I've seen, they stink. Yeah, don't think I'm gonna like anything Garfield related. Maybe they can get one right, but it's not this one. I'm sorry. Casual animation fans who give almost any non-Disney animated film a pass, cough cough, the physical media and Go Anime community, are going to like this. But to me, this movie sucks. I know what they're saying. Oh, Frozen, your train is just like every other animated film you hate. You're only hating this film just because you want to hate it. Trust me, I did not want to go and hate into this movie. I went in predicting a mediocre film, a below average mediocre film. But man, I could not stand this movie. And even if Mark Dindal directed Emperor's New Groove, I'm sorry, but I now pronounce Mark Dindal a bad director because this is from the same director as Chicken Little. First Chicken Little and now this. That probably explains why this movie ended up sucking. Yeah, and I know, yes, I will say though, this movie is actually rant worthy. I could actually literally title this movie into a rant. But you want to know why I decided to just not put a rant in this one? I mean, besides me telling a few of my friends that I hated this movie, I mean, my closest friends already know it, that I hated this movie. I wanted to keep it as a secret from my other subscribers. I did not want to tell them that I hated this movie. I didn't want to put a rant in my title. You know why? Because they're just not going to watch the video. They're not going to listen to any of the reasons I say. I mean, because the thing is, most of my subscribers, they don't watch my video. Like, every time they put a comment on it, it sounds so obvious that they don't even watch my videos. They just comment on it without watching it. So they judge my videos without even mentioning it, they judge my videos by its title and not actually watch the context. I'm gonna have to make a video on this one day because I hate when people just judge a video without watching it. That is the equivalent of judging a book by its cover. Yeah, so this is gonna be a rant, guys. Yeah, a rant, but I'm not gonna change the title. Although I would say there are some good things about this film. I will say the animation is really good. Yeah, it doesn't look theatrical worthy, I would say. It doesn't give me the feels of it doesn't look like a theatrical. It does look more like a straight to Netflix animated film, but I mean, but what works about the animation is that the designs stay very true to the source material. Yet all the designs actually look exactly like their comic counterparts. I mean, Garfield looks exactly like Garfield. Odie looks exactly like Odie and not a regular dog. Looking at you, live action Garfield. John looks exactly like John. And yeah, I mean, they really got the textures and everything else right, especially on Garfield, because Garfield has a lot of texture. So I also like the flashback scenes with baby Garfield. There's two scenes. One is, well, of course, the beginning of the movie, and the other one is Garfield. The other one is Vic explaining in the flashback why exactly he left Garfield. In the second half they do the flashback all over again, but this time in Vic's point of view. The action scene is decent, I guess. It does have a solid action scene. But that's it. Everything else in this movie is all gonna be negative. So let's get into all my flaws with the movie. I mean, we gotta get the elephant out of the room first. Chris Pratt's Garfield. Oh dear Lord. He does not get a pass from me. Come on, Chris, you're so much better than this. Chris Pratt is one of my favorite actors of all time. Before Garfield, he has not had a miss before. I mean, yeah, sure, you got your iconic Chris Pratt roles like like Star Lord, which is without question Chris Pratt's best role. Period. Yeah, you got Star Lord, of course, his best role. You got his animated roles, Bar, Emmett Barley, and from Onward, and Mario, well, which is probably his most popular role, and also some other live action roles, like his performances in his underrated performance in The Magnificent Seven, which was initially his weakest role but still great. Wanted, the Delivery Man, Jurassic World, another one of his favorite performances, but yeah, he has not had a bad role before, but Garfield is hands down the first bad Chris Pratt role. Oh lord. And people say Jurassic World Dominion is the worst is the worst Chris Pratt movie. Well, hell no to that. The Garfield movie is the true worst Garfield movie. By the way, I still think Jurassic World Dominion is my favorite Jurassic World movie. And that movie's underrated, and yeah, don't care what anyone else says. I mean, you can hate on that all you want, but to me personally, the Garfield movie makes Jurassic World Dominion look like Guardians 3 in comparison. Guardians 3 in comparison. Yeah, yes. I know this is just this is probably this has gone up to the point where poor Chris Pratt is just used as a banking machine instead of actually trying to properly utilize his talent. He was good as Mario. I mean, I actually really like him as Mario. Despite him sounding like himself, you actually felt that he's good for Mario. You just couldn't help but his performance just made you not help but just like him as Mario. But here, I mean, it's just Chris Pratt being Chris Pratt. And it's so off, man. It's not even even on execution. Oh, and don't get me started on Samuel L. Jackson as Vic. Garfield. That's how he sounds like. He is just dragging his ass with his voice acting. Yeah, hands down Samuel L. Jackson's worst performance. And yeah, I think Samuel L. Jackson gave the worst performance. Yeah, worse than Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt, and also Hannah Waddingham as Jinx, like the villain of the movie. I mean, Hannah Waddingham, you just played a great villain with Gale from the Fall Guy. You just played a great villain, and now you followed up with a terrible villain. Oh lord, I feel bad for you. I mean, I think she's a great villain actress. Gale is probably one of my favorite villains of the year so far. I mean, her over the top performance and like she's like a female Dr. Robotnik, believe it or not. But not Jinx. I'll get the Jinx later. But yeah, the voice acting is. Oh yeah, also Nicholas Hoult as John. Weird voice acting. Why the hell does he sound a lot like Michael Cera? But the voice acting is the least of its problems because there are a handful of things that annoy me. I mean, getting into the characters, honestly, I don't like any of the characters. I'm sorry, but a lot of characters, none of them are, well, I would say some of them are just like some of them, okay, I can get behind them. Probably the one character I like is Odie. I would say I do like Odie. I mean, he's cute, and every time he barks, it's so adorable, but Odie doesn't feel much of a character. I mean, so it does not say much. It always feels like a nitpick for like in a positive way. Is that something? Is that a thing? But yeah, I never liked Garfield's character. I never liked him to begin with. His first of all, his personality is so uninteresting. I mean, he hates Mondays. I mean, it's just a freaking day. It's just a freaking day. I mean, every day is like equal. Like I don't even have a favorite day. Yeah, he hates Mondays. Well, actually, technically, I do have a favorite day, which is Saturday. But then again, I've had experiences of bad Saturdays, and I think other days are better. So, I mean, he hates Mondays. He likes to eat a lot. I mean, I'm a food lover too. I eat a lot. He eats. He likes anything except vegetables. Yeah. But you know what I really don't like about Garfield? He is not likable. I mean, he's unlikable in the live action Bill Murray films, and he's just as unlikable in this one. I just cannot stand him. He's just, I mean, literally only people he's nice to is John and the OD. Everyone else, he's just a dick towards. Like he just, like I just couldn't stand him. And Vic is no better. He's just a terrible father. And he doesn't even act like a father. Like he's so John, yeah, he's inoffensive, I guess. There's nothing wrong with him, but there's nothing to take home about him either, I guess. Yeah, but then we get to Jenks. Oh my god, one of the absolute worst villains of the year. Jenks' motivation is so stupid. I don't even remember his motivation. I mean, all I remember is that, I mean, she was left behind by other people, and then when she was in her group, she was left. She was forgotten about from her other members, including Vic. Yeah, what a boring, and yeah, she's just too. I don't know how to say it, but yeah, she just sucks. Oh, and by the way, there was another villain named Jinx in Arcane League of Legends. Yeah, every time I hear that her name is Jinx, I immediately think of Jinx from Arcane, my favorite animated show. Well, technically third favorite now, behind SpongeBob and Skullgirl Takes Off. Yeah, I mean, I still do want and hope that Jinx redeems herself later on, but right now she technically is in her villain side, her villain arc. But yeah, who agrees that Jinx from Arcane is a way better villain than Jinx from this movie? I mean, way better. And yeah. And another thing, going outside the characters, the runtime felt way too long. And the pacing makes things worse. This movie is 1 hour and 40 minutes long, and the story felt like it could have been done in like 80 minutes. The film starts off incredibly rushed. Like after 10 minutes of the film, they show you Garfield's personality in the most rushed way possible, and then 10 minutes already, like so quickly, Garfield gets kidnapped. I mean, we could have spent more. We could have spent like 5 more minutes in Garfield's house, so that would be proper pacing. But no, they had to rush it. And guess what? The movie barely has no idea what to do in the second act, so they just do nothing. And my God, it just slows. The pacing slows down up to the point where the movie becomes boring. And yes, you heard me right. This movie is boring. Ugh. One of the most boring animated films I have ever seen. And yeah, and boy, the story, the heist storyline. I mean, this is uninteresting. It's just basically every other animated heist movie you've seen. I mean, the bad guys, Puss in Boots, the first one, and kind of the second one. What's that? Oh yeah, Chicken Run Tough and Nuggets. Oh, by the way, I actually forgot that. I just realized I actually forgot to nominate Chicken Run 2 in my most disappointing Frozen Award category. Oh no, boy, I actually really need to continue my Frozen Awards 2024. I really need to do that. I'm kind of losing track. I don't know why, but I promise y'all I'm gonna review it. I'm gonna finish on my Frozen Awards. And yeah, there's like nothing new to the table with this generic heist cliche. And to put the cherry on top with its film problems, it is so cool and hip with the Gen Z audiences by shoving as much pop culture references down our throats as possible. This film opens with Garfield using an app to order his deliveries, and that's already product placement. And there's a scene within the first 10 minutes where Garfield watches what is supposed to be Netflix, but for the sake of this movie, and it's like garbage cat puns, they renamed Netflix for this movie to Catflix. Are you joking? Garfield sings a pop song. I forgot what the title was. In the most cringe-worthy way possible, where it just made my ears bleed. And they reuse music from other movies, like they reuse the Mission Impossible main theme, which I'm not surprised because they do often use that animated. They use that theme in other animated films that are that are kind of like this film but way better, like films that has pop culture references. Like they did this in Shrek 2, and it was well used in Shrek 2, but this one just made me roll my eyes. And if that wasn't enough to make me roll my eyes, oh boy, they played the Top Gun main theme. Like in the final battle of the movie, they played the dun 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 dun. Yeah, they played that music in the final battle. No joke about that. And not to mention, considering that they played both the Tom Cruise franchise musics in this film, I mean, what really angered me the most, what made me roll my eyes the most, Garfield mentions Tom Cruise's name, and in like the most, oh my dear Lord, way possible. Yeah, he says this line, and I kid you not, this is in the movie. I mean, I'm not sure if this is exactly what he said, but what he said was that he is as good as Tom Cruise, and he said that he can pull off his own stunts better than Tom Cruise. Yeah, he thinks he's better than Tom Cruise. And I was like, no, screw you, Garfield. Yeah, saying that just made me hate Garfield even more. And as a huge Tom Cruise fan, I mean, I reject that joke big time. And yes, guys, I gotta say, yeah, this is the Scoob of Garfield. Yeah, remember Scoob 2020? That disaster piece of crap movie that is apparently even worse than this film. And I actually do want to rant on Scoob at some point. This movie is the Scoob of Garfield. Everything I hate about Scoob is in this movie. Yeah, this remind me of Scoob, only a little bit better, but not saying much. So overall, the Garfield movie is a desperate Sony cash grab, an obvious cash grab from Sony, and it's a nothing of a movie that just panders to Gen Z audiences as hard as possible. Yeah, this movie's a waste of time. I'm so glad I got to get this movie out of the way. And now I can focus my attention on better movies. You know, just watch better made movies like The Fall Guy. I already mentioned these movies. And yeah, those blockbusters I mentioned. And I hope that parents would be kind enough to take their kids to go see If instead. Because I'm sure people will like If better. So yeah, with that said, I'm going to give the Garfield movie a 1.5 stars out of 5. Yeah. Also, hopefully this is not another Nice Guys plus Angry Birds movie situation where the Nice Guys flops at the box office because of Angry Birds movie. And The Nice Guys is one of my favorite movies in 2016, while Angry Birds movie stinks. So also for my review of the Garfield movie, did you see this movie online yet? I know there's some users who did. Or are you gonna wait to see this movie in theaters? And yeah, are you excited for this movie? Or are you actually going to take my word and believing in me about this movie being a piece of crap? Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for more videos to come. I will try to get my Frozen Awards done. The entire Frozen Awards 2024 done by the weekend. And also, regarding my Maze Runner trilogy reviews, I decided I'll just do it in September instead, because why not? So yeah, bye guys.